Hello, everyone, and welcome to Homeschooling with Hira. Hope you all are doing great. It's our sixth session of the Spelling Rules workshop. In today's workshop, we shall cover find an gold rule or find the gold rule. We can't stand without E. When does O say a? And this means the short U sound It's not the schwa sound. Some people also know this convention with this name, the Scribal O. Then we will see the rules to use the correct L spelling in words. It can be EL, LE, or AL. The last thing that we will discuss in today's video will be the different sounds of the suffix ed or the different pronunciation of the suffix ed. So if you want to learn all about these rules, if you want to teach them further or teach spellings logically to your kids, be with me to the end of the video. Don't skip the video because you might know these rules in general, but sometimes I just give you some tips and tricks while explaining the rules with my experience, which will certainly help you, right? So let's dive in. Okay, the first rule is find the gold rule. What is this rule and why we have given this name to this rule? Actually, the letter I and letter O can say their long sounds before two consonants. If the letters I and O are before two consonants, they may say their long sounds. It is not always that they say, but they may say their long sounds. For example, I and find. We have two consonant. Letter I is saying the I sound, not the E sound. However, if it follow the phonics pattern, so it should be a closed syllable and the spelling should have been and the pronunciation should have been find. Find. But here you can see that it says its long sound, that is I as in find, then in mind, wind, grind, blind, wild, mild, bind. Similarly, letter O can also say its long sound before two consonant as in gold, fold, hold, told, old, post, most, and host. So this rule is easy peasy. You can just make word list for these words. There isn't any rule that when O will say O and when it will say O, but these are some common words that I have given you, right? Let's check out the next rule, which is we can't stand without E. English words don't end in I, U, V, and J. We have already learned about the alternative spelling that we can use in place of I, that can be Y or IE. For U, it can be UE or EW. For J sound at the end of English words, we can either use DGE or simply GE. Now, what for V? V also doesn't come at the end of English words. So for this, we do not have any alternative spelling. However, we can add a silent final E to save V from standing at the end of English words. For example, in the words live, love, have, you can see that this E is not here to pull the sound of letter I. We can write the word live as well, but this is also live. Love is only love, it's not love. Have is have, not have. Similarly, we have the word sleeve, sieve, believe. Above, solve, active, glove, give, and adjective. There are many more words. It's very easy to remember. If you hear the v sound at the end of English words, you have to add a silent final E. And as I said, that if this is a convention or a rule, so 98% words do follow it. You might see 1 or 2% exceptions, but out of 2 million, around 2 million English words, if you have got these 2% exception, you can say that they are negligible, right? Let's move on to the rule number 18, which is when does O say a sound? With a, I mean the short vowel U. It is not the schwa sound. You will hear a complete stressed a sound when you find this rule. So let's see, when does it happen? When the letter O is followed by the letters M and V, TH and Z, it says the short U sound. Let's keep it like this. It may say the short U sound because sometimes it doesn't say it. Some examples of these words are it's a complete sound. Some. Come. Income. Company. You can see that O is before letter M. Then here O is before letter N. Sun, month, front, Monday. Why we can't say that this is a schwa sound? Because we have only single syllable words here, and if you have only a single syllable, it must be a stressed syllable. And schwa, that is an unstressed sound, happens to be in unstressed syllables. We will learn about schwa in the upcoming videos, but here remember that in these words, O is not saying it's saying the complete U sound, short U sound. Words with letter V, of, love, d of, dove, g of, govern, govern, oven. Then with th, it is other, mother, brother, nothing. With letter Z, it is dozen, right? However, you can find words like own, bone. Here we have O and N, but O is not saying the sound, right? That's why it's better to tell kids that letter O may say the sound, or you can give them some word list where O is literally saying the sound. Now, let me give you some information about the scribal O. Actually, this is a very well known theory that the scribes, these were some people who used to write some documents in olden days, and when they used to write in that font, letters M and V, W, Z, they were so similar. So when they used to write letter U, it was not cleared. So the readers got confused that whether it is U or something else. That's why they changed this letter U to letter O, but they kept the pronunciation same. I have taken some pictures from a website to show you. Just have a look at this text and you can understand that why those scribes changed letter U with O. So let's check out the mystery behind this scribble O. This was the actual writing that was used in the olden days, and now you can see that it's so difficult to understand whether it's an M or U or I, or look at the letter formation, right? You can easily recognize G and A and what else, but the other letters which are the grass letters, or you can say which are written in the middle two lines, they are difficult to recognize. That's why they have changed this U, this is MUN, to MON, but they used to pronounce it the same way, that is man. Okay. However, this information has so many concerns associated with it. If you want to learn more about the Scribble O, I will give this link in the description box. This is Miss Steven blog post from where I have got all this information. So you can also go there with read about the Scribble O. There are a few words that can be explained by the Scribble O concept, but there are many things that can't be explained with this. So it's up to you if you want to dive this much deeper, or you can simply go with the word list of words and give your students and make the spelling easier for them, right? I hope you enjoyed this part of the lesson, and now it's time to take you further to the spelling rule number 19, which is rules to use the right L spelling. So, dear all, let me tell you, we do not have any rule to use the L sound at the end of English words. So, I'm not giving you any conventional rules, but here are some tips that you can use yourself or teach your kids to guess the right spelling at the end of English words, right? So let's check out the first one. First, we will talk about the LE endings. You must have, if you know phonics, so you must have an idea that when we teach the 42 sounds, after that we also teach kids the initial consonant blends like bill, kill, dill, fill, gill, zil, pill, things like this, okay? So those initial consonant blends, if come at the end of the words. For example, bill is a initial consonant blend like bill, a, k, black, bill, a, n, k, blink, bill, o, k, block. Okay, so BL is an initial consonant blend. If the bill sound is coming at the end of English words, add a silent final E to it, and this is your spelling in these words. For example, the word table, cable, Bible, bubble, right? For the k blend, it's CLE. For the dill blend, it's DLE, like in handle, FLE as in rifle, GLE as in Google or giggle or goggle, PLE as in purple, STLE as in castle. This T is silent. You have to tell kids that this T is silent, but we write STLE, castle, whistle, words like this. Then TLE as in rattle, and ZLE, zil as in puzzle. In the live class, I'll show you a technique with which you can help your kids memorize these words. I call them piano sounds, and I guess that I have uploaded this technique on YouTube as well, where I made a piano with these sounds, and with the rhythm, your kids can easily understand this. If you want to see the piano, I'll share the artwork in the live class on Saturday, right? So you can see the piano then. Along with this, if these piano sounds that are bill, kill, dill, fill, gil, pill, sil, till, zil are not easy to memorize, so you can check if the letter before the sound has a tail or a stick. You can write LE in the spelling. For example, if your word is bubble, BUBB, B has a stick, write LE. Okay. Rifle, RI, then we have F which has a stick, so write LE after it. Okay, these are just some tips. But you should also remember that letter C and Z don't have a stick nor a tail, but still get the LE ending. For example, circle, right? Or the word puzzle. In both these words, we have C and Z which don't have a stick or a tail, but still we write LE after them. Got it? I hope that this tip will also help you. Moreover, if you want to write the EL ending, for this you can memorize a mnemonic device or help your kids to memorize this. I found this from Messy Spellings. This is also a channel. The device is most nuns run very well. Most nuns run very well. Most nuns run very well. So if you have the letter M, N, R, V or W, M, N, R, V or W, before the sound, you should write it with EL. For example, camel, enamel, caramel, tunnel, NEL, funnel, NEL, canal, NEL, squirrel, REL, barrel, REL, apparel, REL, travel, VEL, gravel, VEL, level, VEL, towel, EL, bowel, WEL, jewel, WEL, right? So most nuns run very well. I hope that this tip will also help you. After this, we have the AL ending for the sound. Remember that AL spelling of the sound comes after the base word as a suffix. For example, if you are dictating your child the word bridle, ask him, can you tell me the real word for bridle? Bridle is an adjective. Can you tell me what is the base word of this? Since this is an advanced phonics rule, so children at this stage know the base words and the suffixes. If your child knows about it, he would say that bride is the base word for bridle. And this is the point when you have to tell that if you are making a word from any base word, it means that you have to use the AL ending for the L sound. Some more examples are nature is a base word. So natural will be with AL. Season base word seasonal AL. Occasion base word occasional AL. Bride bridal. Nation national. Tribe tribal. So this rule works most of the time because here we are adding the suffix which is al, el and ler, not suffixes. Okay, hope this helps. Now let's move forward. There are some base words even in which we have the AL spelling, like animal, mammal, signal, moral, metal. So as I said that with rules there are some rule breakers or we have exceptions, and for the L sound these were only tips, so you have to bear with it. And again, make some silly sentences, play some games to help your kids memorize these words. If you join the live class, I'll share with you some unconventional ways of teaching spelling, which are some game based approaches that you can use in your classes to make spelling fun and understandable. Now, the last rule is of this video is the different sounds of the suffix ed. This is a pronunciation rule. So let's check it out. What does it say? We use the suffix ed to make the past of regular verbs. However, the suffix changes its sound depending upon the last letter of the base word. Okay? If the word ends in d or t, the suffix ed sounds ed. For example, the base word is need, you are adding ed, the pronunciation of ed will be id, needed. I needed it badly. Want ending in t, add ed, wanted. So after dot, ed will say the id sound. The next rule says that if the word ends in anything else than d and t, the suffix ed sounds d. For example, walked, walked, arrived, arrived. Okay, except for d and t, letter ed, suffix ed will say the d sound. The third rule is if the word ends in a voiceless consonant, the suffix ed sounds t. For example, kicked, ed, kicked, pack, ed, packed. Voiceless consonant, what are these consonants? Put your hand on your throat and say the consonant sounds from B to Z. Okay, you will find that when you say the sound, your throat doesn't move. When you say the t sound, your throat doesn't move. When you say the sound, your throat doesn't move. So we have a list of voiceless consonant. Voiceless consonants are the consonant in which you just use your mouth and tongue and teeth to produce their sounds. You don't use your sound box. That's why they are called voiceless consonants. I will link a video in the description box for the voiceless consonants. It's a phonics topic, so you can learn this from there. What are voiced and unvoiced sounds in English? Got it? And with this is the end of our today's lesson. It was the 6th day of our workshop. I hope that you have learned many things in today's video as well. If yes, so please write it in the comment box. Whenever you are watching, from wherever you are watching, I'll be waiting for your comments. Thank you so much for joining me. See you in the next video. Have a nice time ahead. Take care and bye.